All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How you doing? Thanks for coming on back. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, checking it out wherever you're getting your podcast from. I do appreciate that. I'm also on the YouTube if you want to have a watch over there to have a look at how ridiculous I look. Maybe hit a subscribe while you're over there. New content going up every week. Bonus episodes and that, innit? Adjust this mic here. There you go. Check out my other podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy, you idiot. The Almost Irish podcast. Comedians Dan Barry, as you may know him from AEW Wrestling now, and Dennis Rooney, some good friends of mine, some very funny lads. So, this episode of a podcast is just weird, right? It should be called like I'm a failure. I am a failure. I have failed to complete my 100-mile run. As a result, I failed. I didn't make 100 miles. I'm not going to say the exact miles I made because I'm going to be doing a bunch of fucking podcasts where everybody's going to want to talk about it and make it into a big deal. And let's just say I made it between 60 miles and 100 miles. That's all I'll say. When I failed. I feel like you now. You know, when you don't try anything, that's what I just feel. I failed now I'm like wearing a woman's headband now. I'm wearing a woman's headband. That's where I'm gone, and I'm in a t-shirt full of stains. I feel I am in a vat of depression, and I am sinking like Howard Hughes. If you don't know who that is, go watch the movie The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio. I am just maybe a few days away from walking around with Kleenex boxes on my feet for shoes now. Just failure because I did not complete my 100 miles. I just feel I failed like John Cena failed with his apology to China. I don't know if you got a chance to check out that or if you don't know what I'm talking about. Fast and the Furious movie came out, the new one, and made like $150 million in opening weekend. And 100 of those 150 million came from China. And what John Cena said was, he said that Taiwan was a country, which it is, but apparently that offended Chinese people. So John Cena groveled. He went back and that's a real American, right? Isn't that a real American? Just grovel. Like he groveled for forgiveness from China for saying that Taiwan was a country, which it is. I mean, where do you go from there, John? You failure. You're just like me, John. You're a failure. Where do you go from there now? Do you apologize to the flat earthers for saying the earth was round? Where does it stop? What do you stop apologizing for? Do you know what I mean? Taiwan is a country, John. Just because they don't believe it is doesn't mean you have to apologize for saying that it is. I have a friend who's a flat earther. I call him a fucking idiot. I don't make him apologize to me. That's really American of you, John Cena. The guy who does the salute all the time. He goes in and you show respect for your military. I get that. That's good. But really though, are you kind of not turning your back on your country by fucking bowing out to these Chinese cunts? I can say Chinese cunts because I'm not from there. I failed like John Cena did with that whole thing. I failed with his horrible... I loved how he learned Chinese, by the way. I don't know if he's always been speaking Chinese. That did impress me. Chang 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 chang. That meant very, 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 very sorry. He went chang 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 chang. I know, you're going to come at me for Asian hate. I don't give a fuck. I'm already a failure. What can you do now? Cancel me? I feel like a failure. I got up the crack of dawn. I was one of the reasons I felt like a failure is because I ran for 18 hours wearing a man bun. That alone is a failure in itself. 18-hour man bun. Because I see man bun people, I want to smack them. And I couldn't wear a hat when you're running 18 miles. Couldn't wear a hat. Failure. That's what I am. For not reaching my 100-mile goal. And I will go back and do it again in a few weeks, by the way. But for now, I'm going to limp because I'm walking like I'm permanently... Like when you see someone walk and you go, oh, that guy must have injured himself. Like I walk like that's how God made me. You know the way some people say God gives the toughest times to the hardest people, and you see them, and they're usually working in Walmart. And, the night before the race, the run, by the way, I was at Walmart buying some stuff, gummy bears and things out for my snacks. And there was a guy who had one of those permanent walks that I now have. And he was just like, who do you support? Mets or Yankees? And you know who I'm talking about just by doing that tone of voice. Who do you support? Mets or Yankees? I go, I don't. Who do you support? And he kept saying it to me, I'm waiting online. And I go, whichever one you like, mate, I like the opposite of that. And then he went, $1,000. Everything in your basket costs $1,000. I go, I will give you $1,000 if you just stop talking to me. I'll give it to you right now. And everybody's looking at me like I was an asshole. And I guess I was. I just wasn't in the mood to deal with this guy. These people online, all these fat fucks, didn't realize that I had a run to fail. So I have one of those limps now that you look at me and like, all right, God made him like that. It's not like he got injured. So when my feet heal up again, I'll go back and I'll attempt it again. But in the meantime, I will sit in this cave of depression. I wasn't even going to do an episode. Wasn't even going to do an episode at all. But I thought, fuck it, let me do it. And people will go to me, oh, Mick, you ran X amount of miles. And the reason I'm not telling you the miles is because I'm going to end up doing a bunch of podcasts. I'm doing one tonight at the gym. I'm doing one. I'll do my own the Almost Irish podcast tomorrow night, and it's just going to keep coming up. And I'm just getting sick of the number. But it was somewhere between 60 and 100. That's all I'll say. And people are like, oh, that was a great achievement. And I go, yeah, well, you might think so, because you hold yourself at a different standard than what I hold myself. But I'm a failure too now. I'm a failure. And I failed. I failed like Biden at the summit, at the G7. Is it the G7 summit? Which it's one of the Fast and Furious ones. Did you see that one where he just wandered into the wrong place? I failed like Biden. He walked into the wrong place, and everyone's like, "All right, hi," and then the wife came in to get him. Did you ever see what like that? An old person. And someone comes in and go, all right, come on, Grandpa, it's time for your nap. And he's like, hey. That's what it was like. I know I'm a prick, right, for pointing out the obvious. But I'm watching more and more videos of him. And the guy is dancing around. Not dancing around every question. I think he forgets the question when he starts to talk. That's what happens. That's what happens. You ask him a question. He starts off. He asks me the time. What time is it today, Mr. President? Well, time is when on my clock has got like 12 numbers on it. Numbers are funny, right? Because you use them to count things. Like you could count how many cars you see in the drive. My car is weird. I like my car because it's the color red. Red is also the color of fire engines. You call a fire engine if there's a fire, if something is burning. I wear sunscreen so I don't get burned in the summertime. Mongo Joey had that song called Summertime. I don't know if you know what that is. Mongo Joey. Joey was my favorite character on Friends. And that show's over now. And speaking of over, when I make my eggs, I make them over easy. And when you make your eggs over, because they come from the chickens, and some people, call people chicken when they're afraid of something. Like I was afraid of the dark when I was growing up. Speaking of dark, I never used to like those people until I'm like, whoa, Mr. President, stop! You're going a bit too far there, Mr. President. So what was your question again? And that's what it is. That's how he basically answered his question about Russia interfering. But whatever, fuck it, man. Again, this is not a political show. It's a show about failing. It's a show about being a failure. Getting home, right? My kids made a sign. Congratulations, you did. I said, take that sign down. Your father is a loser. He is a failure. Kids, do not try. When you grow up, don't try. Things are too tough. Don't even attempt them. That's what I said to him. I said, you know why Dad failed? Because your sandwiches that you made him were terrible. I had my kids make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I go, they were terrible. You made the worst sandwiches ever, and that's why Daddy couldn't run the 100 miles. That's all your fault. I hope you're proud of yourselves. That's what happened. failed. The real reason, though, I failed is I got hypothermia. That's what happened. It was late at night. I was at Montauk, and I did not pack correctly. I packed for all the stops, except I did not allow for the weather to drop to, I think, somewhere between 30 and 40 degrees. And that was one of the checkpoints. So when I sat down at the checkpoint, my whole body went into convulsions. And I wasn't wiping the sweat. As a result of the sweat, you can't probably see it now, but I got a lot of pimples on my forehead from the sweat drying on my forehead, sweating all day long. I thought I had a tick bite from taking a shit in the woods. But yeah, it was hypothermia that got me, and it was advised that I kind of just pulled the plug on. Like, I had sore feet. By the way, I've been joking for the last 10 minutes, of course. I'm not that miserable. I am upset, but I'm not, I'm being a dick. The last 10, not the last 10, I'm just saying for the last 10 minutes. See, I'm having a Biden moment now. See, it happens to all of us. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on the man, Mick. Take it back. I didn't pack properly. I didn't pack any warm clothes. And then when I got to Montauk out towards the lighthouse, that's when hypothermia started to kick in, and I got these violent shivers. And like I said, I was advised by some people to just kind of pull the plug, and that's what happened. And I was gutted, and I had pains in my feet, which I can work through the pain. That's not a problem. My energy level felt great. I could run for miles upon miles, and my energy was I felt I wasn't sleepy. I wasn't like tired, exhausted. I wasn't exhausted. It was just the hypothermia is what stopped me, which kind of pissed me off. Myself, of course, it pissed myself off that I had to pull the plug on it. So now I have to regroup and give my feet about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to heal, and I'm going to do it again. I know, right? Why are you doing it again, Mick Thomas? You're a fucking moron. That's fine. That's okay for you to think like that, but that's basically where I'm at. My legs, once my feet heal up, I am going to do it again because I can't move on. I cannot move on until I have completed the 100 miles, because a lot of you donated good money for me to do that. A lot of you donated to St. Jude, and a lot of you donated to Semperfi. Again, St. Jude Children's Hospital, that is what it is. But Semperfi is an organization for Marines. And the reason why I kind of picked that organization too is because I do know some Marines who have fallen on submarines. And then he said, "We all live in a yellow submarine." I do know some Marines. And when they fall on hard times, man, they don't get any help. They don't really get that much assistance. And I know some are thinking, "Oh, yeah, they do. They work for the government, man." They don't. They get left out the fucking high and dry. So Semperfi, it was important to me that I reached out to that charity, and because one of the reasons I started running, because I was inspired by a Marine. So I figured that I was going to do the longest I've ever done. I think I should, somewhat full circle. Let's talk about Semperfi. They were amazing. They asked me my size, and I thought I was going to get a t-shirt or something. They sent me so much fucking cool stuff. So that's another reason too why I kind of feel bad, as these charities got behind me. Not St. Jude. Look, I've been sending thousands of dollars to St. Jude forever, but fucking immediately Semperfi, my first time, sending me t-shirts, shorts, fleeces, of course a fleece that I could have brought with me, fucking everything to support me on this run. I was going to wear all their gear, and I did wear all their gear. Under Armour stuff, Nike stuff. They sent me great stuff, right? And they sent me a fridge magnet. St. Jude's, that's all they ever sent me, is a fridge magnet. I went, you know what? Fuck this. I don't care. I'm not looking at that bald kid anymore. I stuck the magnet right over the kid. And I said, that's it. The kid probably is not even alive anymore. But I stuck the magnet of the Marine on Semperfi. I'm like, that's the one for me. That's the charity for me now. I'm going to do from now on. They're sending me t-shirts, shorts. Good. That's a real charity for you. Of course I'm being a dick. I'll always be donating to St. Jude from now until the end of time. Any charity I work for is always going to be St. Jude, but it's nice to add a new organization on once in a while to spread the wealth around. Help them out, help other people out a bit, But yeah, it was a fun day, fun activity. We did it with Strong Island Boxing, and it's going to be another episode where I go into every last detail. I'm not really going to do that now, because like I said, I'll be on a bunch of podcasts about it where they're just going to be asking me the same questions over and over again. That's usually what happens when you're known for something. I don't want to be the guy known for the... First of all, I was the guy who's known for running a marathon. People want to be on a... Like, nobody'd ever run a marathon before. Then other people wanted to be on a podcast. They wanted me to... Because I ran a marathon every week. And then I was the guy who ran a marathon every Saturday. And now I'm going to be known as the... Can I just be a guy that's fucking like a comedian who just wants to be funny and just have some fucking fun, and you pick the topics and let me do some of the heavy lifting? Like, you know, let you do the heavy lifting on the topics and let me just have some fun. I don't want to talk about, you know, but I figured I would reach out and make this episode about my failing to run 100 miles, because that's what this episode is. It's all about failing. But it was a good day with Strong Island Boxing. There was a lot of funny people came with me. We did have a lot of fun, and then it got tough. Then it got a little bit tough, and you know, it got tough too along the way too, because like I was around people I didn't know. And when you listen to people talk that you don't know, it's taxing on you, innit? Like, do you ever get left at a party somewhere in the corner? Like, you're there with a date, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, husband, wife, and they just go, I'll be back in a minute. Karen wants to show me her new fucking armoire. John wants to show me the deck. And you're stuck talking to, like, you're in a semicircle and you're talking to these people that are nice people. Lovely, lovely people, but you're like, I have nothing in common with these people. This is killing me. So I was running in mile 50, surrounded by certain people like that I didn't know. Again, nice people. I know I'm the asshole. I'm the one with the problem. But that just took so much out of me too. And it was just like, oh, fuck me, man. I'm just being tortured. And my phone was going to die, so I couldn't really... I was going to get a charge up later, but I couldn't start putting like on a podcast or an audio book just to zone out. But fuck me, man, but like it was fun to run with everyone from Strong Island Boxing. You know, we had a lot of fun, we had a lot of laughs along the way. But like I said, hypothermia. And 2 weeks ago in Japan is funny. It is a funny story. They all ran at nighttime too, and I guess the weather changed. They're up towards the mountains, and all 25 of them died of hypothermia. So I figured, look, and I was willing to put myself up for like pain I can work through, but I was not going to injure myself, permanently injure myself, or make myself sick. And then once that kicked in, I was like, you know what? Once I got the advice from someone to kind of, because everybody knows my mindset and they know I'm not the type of guy that's going to quit. So nobody would suggest it to me. But once the fact that it was suggested by somebody who kind of knows me well enough, I was like, you know what, Rob, you're right. I should, you know, I think it was more me that kind of made the decision, but I kind of wanted a validation from somebody, you know, who was, you know, had nothing invested in it, and I got that validation. Then I went, fuck it, let me pull the plug. So yeah, and then I just drove home like a failure. I feel like a failure. Do feel I'm very depressed over it. Very, very, very depressed. Hence, I'm in my pajamas. I'm in just a shitty white t-shirt with stains on it, sweet and sour sauce, which fell out down here. I might have some more ice cream later. You know what I mean? Like just all the check the boxes of depression. You know, I feel a failure like anybody who paid for the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. You know what I mean? Like if you're one of those losers who paid money for that. And I went and I watched that fight with some friends, and I didn't pay. Did I pay for? I think I may have thrown in $5 to just help out, and it was dog shit. And it just really was just looking at that like we are as a society fucking morons. We will do anything that famous people will tell you to do. Anything a famous person's going to do, we're going to be all over it. Like, we're all failures. We are all failures in life. Do you understand? If you're sitting there listening to this going, I'm a winner. You're not. I got a nice car. I'm a winner. No, you're not. My wife is hot. I'm a winner. You're not. I got a really nice house. I'm a winner. You're not. We're all fucking losers. We're all failures in life, because somewhere along the line, we are failures in relation to, could be you didn't finish 100 miles. You're a failure. But the fact, if you're the type of person that just listens to celebrities do their trends, you know, go on to TikTok, watch those fucking idiots do the dances, and then you just click on the sound and you'll see a countless amount of videos of just people trying to do the same dance. We're all failures. We will do anything a celebrity tells us. And I'm so out of touch that I didn't even know who these celebrities were. And no, celebrities don't even have to be talented anymore. Do you remember the day, I've said this before, that you had to go to the movies, or you went to even a circus, to a play, to a concert, to an art studio, to a fucking gallery, to a football game, something, you watched real talented people. You don't have to do that now. All you gotta do is just wave your phone around, put it in your face, and you are a sensation. We are all failures. We have all failed. We have all failed in the way we think. We have all failed in the way we've been pushed around. We're all failures. We're all failures. We're hating people for no reason. We idolize politicians. We're failures. We vote in politicians just so we can vote out the other person, not even knowing how bad it could be. We are all failures. That's all. That's the message I'm going to leave you with this today. That's what this show is about. About we are failures. Check out the Almost Irish podcast soon. That's where I'll probably talk about this in detail. I'm going to put up a bonus episode about the whole run in detail, about some funny stuff in there, what happened, and kind of, you know, really get down to details of why I couldn't complete the 100-mile run. But I am going to do it. I will complete it in 2 or 3 weeks. I will go back and have another shot at it. I learn from my mistakes. That's what it's about. Of course, I was kidding around. I don't think you're all failures, but on a level, I guess we all are. Failures is something in life. But yeah, so I'll be back. You know, I'll keep you posted on it. I'm not going to talk as much about it because I think I've done the fundraiser part of it now, so I'm not going to ask people to donate money again. But I do want to thank St. Jude and Semper Fi of America for getting behind me, and of course all of you who supported me, who messaged me, who texted me, who were there for me from the start all the way to the end, who reached out afterwards. I do appreciate the love and concern. And the well wishes, but I'm not done yet. I will get it done before the summer is out, before July is over. I will have that 100 miles under my belt. I have a plan on how to do it. I'm going to jump on the back of a truck. No, I do have a plan on, I realize my mistakes, the errors of my ways, and I will get that 100-mile in the bag. So until then, I got some shows coming up. I don't need to talk about them. They're around. They got shows around summer, but anyway, thanks for liking, subscribing, again, watching this. I appreciate it, or listening to it, however you got your podcasts. And as always, like I said, just as, again, for my friend, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. But even though, although there was a killing, it's a spider run across my keyboard. There was a killing over a mask in Georgia. Somebody got into an altercation with a cashier, and then someone got shot by a mask. So now masks are killing people. Just put that out there. However, obviously, allegedly, because masks don't kill people, as we all know. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Sorry it was a bit of a downer. Maybe next one will be more full of life, piss and vinegar. Have a good... Excuse me, I'm regurgitating my food. Remember, guys, have a good day, and wash your hands, you dirty fuckers, and all that stuff. And good luck to you. Good luck to you.